Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Because today, we're going to absolutely shatter a massive misconception about what actually makes us happy at work. We usually think of job satisfaction as this simple, straightforward line, right? Like on one end, you're completely miserable, and on the other end, you're thrilled. But we're going to look at a foundational concept that completely upends that whole idea. We're looking at the actual architecture of motivation.
Think about this for a second. If bad pay makes you hate your job, does good pay automatically make you love it? It honestly seems like common sense that satisfaction and dissatisfaction are just, opposites on a single sliding scale. Fix the bad stuff, and the good stuff naturally follows. Well, as we'll see, that assumption is completely wrong. Fixing what makes you mad at work doesn't actually make you motivated.
Enter Friedrich Herzberg. Back in 1959, he fundamentally redefined workplace psychology with what he called the two-factor theory. He argued that job satisfaction and job dissatisfaction, they don't even exist on the same spectrum. Instead, they come from two entirely distinct sets of factors. It's a dual-channel system, meaning, wild as it sounds, you can actually be completely satisfied and completely dissatisfied with different aspects of your job at the exact same time. So think of your job as having two totally distinct components. On the left, we've got what Herzberg calls hygiene factors. Think of these as the fundamental gears or the mechanics of your work. Their whole job is just to prevent dissatisfaction. Then, on the right, we have the motivators. Think of these as the light bulbs. These are the things that actually create positive satisfaction. You absolutely need the gears just to keep the machine from breaking down, but you need the light bulbs to actually see where you're going and do something great.
Moving on to Section 1, the 1959 breakthrough, featuring data from the front lines of work.
Now, Herzberg didn't just pull this out of thin air. He built it on hard data. He used this really cool research method called critical incident interviews. By focusing specifically on engineers and accountants, highly measurable knowledge workers, he asked them to vividly recall specific times they felt exceptionally good or exceptionally bad about their jobs. And when he analyzed these incidents, a shocking pattern emerged. The things making them feel bad were almost never the opposite of the things making them feel good.
Which brings us to Section 2, the gears. Let's get these hygiene factors explained. Okay, so here are your hygiene factors: pay, company policy, supervision, and working conditions. These basically make up the baseline realities of your day-to-day environment. It's your salary, the red tape you have to navigate, how overbearing your boss is, and whether your office chair is actually comfortable. Think of it like medical hygiene. Brushing your teeth doesn't make you a super athlete, it just keeps your teeth from falling out. In the workplace, these factors do exactly the same thing.
And here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Fixing a bad policy or even raising pay only stops unhappiness. If your office is literally freezing and your boss finally fixes the heater, you stop complaining, right? You take off your coat. But you don't suddenly jump up from your desk filled with this burning passion to crush your sales targets. Free office pizza doesn't actually make you want to work harder. Hygiene factors simply do not motivate all by themselves.
Let's look at Section 3, the light bulbs. Here are the true motivators explained.
So if good hygiene just keeps us from rage quitting, what actually drives us to excel? Well, these are your motivators: achievement, recognition, responsibility, advancement, and growth. Notice how totally different and, honestly, how much more exciting these are compared to those mundane gears we just talked about. These aren't about your physical environment at all. They're about the work itself and your personal connection to it. They fulfill our deep psychological needs. This is that feeling when someone tells you that you did a brilliant job, or when you finally master a really difficult skill. Wiring these light bulb moments into a role is literally the only way to create positive satisfaction and truly motivate a team. You absolutely cannot buy this kind of real engagement with just a baseline salary. To actively drive performance, people need to feel like their work actually matters, that they're trusted with real responsibility, and that they have a clear, undeniable path to grow.
Looking at this breakdown, it really perfectly crystallizes Herzberg's whole architecture. Your pay and your working conditions, they're just the cool gray mechanics playing defense and preventing a breakdown. But the motivators, like recognition and growth, those are the academic gold standard for playing offense and actively driving success. Honestly, if you've ever wondered why a highly paid employee might still do the bare minimum, well, here's your answer. They have excellent hygiene but zero true motivators.
All right, Section 4, building better workplaces and the all-important order of operations.
So how do leaders actually apply this to fix a broken culture?
Well, Herzberg's insight demands a very strict sequence. Step 1. You absolutely have to remove the poor hygiene factors to stop the unhappiness first. If your team feels underpaid and micromanaged, they are not going to care about an Employee of the Month certificate. It's going to completely fall flat. You got to fix the broken gears first. Only then can you move to step 2, adding the motivators. Once that baseline is secure, then you can successfully screw in the light bulbs of motivation by offering real responsibility and meaningful recognition.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take a hard look at your own career. Ask yourself honestly, is your current job just providing good hygiene? Like the pay is okay, the conditions are fine, but you just feel kind of empty? Or is it actually offering true motivators that push you to grow? Because recognizing the difference between simply not being miserable and truly being motivated, that is the very first step to fundamentally changing your professional life.